Hello, my name is Cao Thanh Nguyen. I am PhD in Education at La Trobe University, Australia. Because of not being able to attend the conference in Osaka, Japan, so I'm presenting as a virtual presenter. The title of my presentation is How are cultural influences reflected in perceptions of Vietnamese students studying in Australia? The first part of my presentation is the introduction. In recent years, there's a number of international students and also for Vietnamese students going to Australia for study. And at the beginning time for the first year of the first semester, international students in general and Vietnamese students in particular, normally they find the struggling, the challenge in the adaptation with the new culture, the new language, and also the new social environment. My paper will take ideas from Cato with the title A Case of Japanese and Australian Classroom in Journal of Intercultural Studies. I'm moving to the next part, is the literature review. In the literature review, I have two small parts, the Vietnamese context and Australian context. In the Vietnamese context, as you might know, Vietnam has a long history with 4,000 years and with also 1,000 years of Chinese domination. So the Confucian ideology had a deep influences to many areas of Vietnamese society, like the social, the culture, and also the education. And following the Confucian ideology, the teacher normally have a high position in society and get highly respected for everyone, both inside and outside classroom. And in Vietnamese society a long time ago, the teacher is one of the three highest positions in society: the king, the father, and the teacher. So in classroom, the teacher model is dominated model. Even though we are trying to improve, to reform the teaching and learning approach from teacher-centered to student-centered model, but the model of teacher-centered is still dominated widely. The relationship between teachers and students is very formal. The Australian context is from my personal experience and also from my participant interview. So it shows that the student-centered model is dominated in classroom, and the informal communication between teachers and students, and the holistic education environment. It means going to school, going to class, doesn't mean only receiving one way the knowledge from teacher, or teacher going to class not only for teaching, but also they care about the development of the soul, the mind, and the body. That's a comprehensive development between teacher and students. So the teaching, the lecture will be less boring and more interesting. And the next part of my presentation is the reflections of cultural influences on the perceptions of Vietnamese students regarding learning styles. For the first arriving, when they go to Australian classroom, they are not very confident in teamwork, or they're not very active in class activities like the group discussion, and they tend to avoid the arguments with teachers and peers, and they lack a critical thinking. So all the participants said that normally in classroom the lecturer usually organize the class by different small groups, and they call the groups discussion. And in each group discussion there's one topic, and each member group have to present their own opinion and their own thinking. But for Vietnamese students, they normally avoid saying out their own idea, their own opinion. Even they understood the issues, they understood the topic, but they keep their thinking in their mind. With respect to teacher-student relationship, they still keep face in classroom, and they're afraid to say out their own ideas, and they're not being active in communication with teachers, and they try to avoid communicate with local students, and they keep quiet in class. Keeping face mean, in Vietnam, when one student presents something before class, if they say something wrong, all of the other members of the classroom, other students, we keep looking at that student. So they think that situation will happen in Australia as well. So they don't want to show their understanding. They don't want to present their own opinions, their own ideas, and they keep it by themselves. And here's the next point of my paper. What are the implications for Vietnamese students who are going back to Vietnam after studying in Australia? They should be flexible in applying new knowledge into Vietnamese context, and they should try to create the holistic learning and teaching environment in Vietnam. As I spoke to you before, the teaching and learning approach at the university in Vietnam still follow the teacher-centered model. However, it's not easy to train, to implement the new theory, the new knowledge from Western into Vietnamese context overnight, because as I spoke to before, Vietnam has a long history and with the domination of Confucian ideology, so it's not easy to be changed overnight. We should do it step by step. Here's the next point, the next part of my presentation is a conclusion. My paper based on reliable direction in the study of Cato's work. The paper explores the range of feelings of Vietnamese students regarding coping with cultural differences, unconfident, passive, and isolated, to becoming more confident, active, interested, cooperative, and independent learners. That's the end of my presentation. With the limit of time and also through the video recording, I think I haven't presented all of the ideas from my full paper, but I hope you will get some point from my presentation, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.